All right, so I've been replaying all the Assassin's Creed games, giving my review and thoughts on each as I complete them. So I just finished Assassin's Creed 2, and I want to just preference before I go into the pros and cons. If you've seen my game reviews recently, you know how this is sort of set up, but it can be all over the place. Um, Also, want to preference there are obviously going to be spoilers. It's a very old game. If you don't want it to be spoiled, feel free to save the video and come back. But Assassin's Creed 2 is a great game. It is a phenomenal game. But let's go into the pros and cons because I have stuff for both. All right, so we're going to start with the cons. Sounds like a lot, but I'm just going to preference again that most of it's pretty nitpicky. Like it is, this is a great game. Some of the cons. There is a particular mission uh, called that's going to leave a mark. Now, the second half of the mission is fine, but the first half with Rosa is the most frustrating thing you'll ever deal with because she repeats the same two lines over and over and over. Doesn't matter if you're going fast or slow, infuriating. Da Vinci's flying machine is great in concept. I love the idea that you get to try it out, but I think the controlling on the flying machine is extremely frustrating. And honestly, it'll make you want to tear your hair out. Um, that's my thoughts on that. The capture the flag mission. I don't know who that runner is you're running against because he is ridiculously fast and apparently has the perfect route to the flag every single time. Um, but honestly, the whole carnival experience where you have to do the three games to win a golden mask to get into a ball is dreadful. I absolutely despise it. And then, of course, everybody that's played Assassin's Creed knows the tailing missions, they're bad. But here's the thing some of them aren't awful, they're just a little too long. Just when I feel like I've gotten the information and we're done, it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. So that can make the tailing missions extremely frustrating. Now let's talk about the pros because there are a ton of pros, even though it might not be as big written out on here. It's there. So the obvious pro: Ezio is a great character and admittedly way more charming and likable than Altair. Now I personally prefer Altair, but it is much more digestible Ezio. His introduction, like I said, so charming, so likable, makes sense. It's a very different deviation from the more stern Altair persona, which is probably why Ezio's loved so deeply. Seeing the progression from a carefree 17-year-old to a master assassin is truly an experience worth beholding. Um, the concept that you're going to be, with Ezio for basically 23 years of his life is very ambitious, and I think it's pulled off uh, pretty well. Pretty well. But seeing that transition from 17-year-old kid to master assassin by the end, I think is, like I said, an experience worth checking out. My favorite addition to Assassin's Creed is probably the crowd blending. It's perfect, and it is exactly how it always should have been. The whole concept is the assassins blend in the open, basically, and being able to walk between crowds and get past guards. It's a lot more seamless than for example, finding scholars in the first game. So I really enjoyed that, and I think they did a beautiful job blending that into this experience. Again, the full circle moment towards the end of the game, where he's standing on the area where his family had died, and he basically relives that it's just been 22, 23 years since I have been here. It's a really cool full circle moment for Ezio. It's a great almost ending to his story, and I really enjoyed that particular moment. Overall, Assassin's Creed 2 is a phenomenal game. Can't deny that. For my personal, enjoyment, I don't think I have this game very high, but that's because honestly, I enjoy just about every one of the Assassin's Creed games. But if you want a more seamless combat, Assassin's Creed 2 does that. If you want a easier to digest main character, Assassin's Creed 2 does that. If you want this long, grand, spanning story, and you see almost 20 years of a character's life, Assassin's Creed 2 does that. So, for the most part, I would consider the mechanical and gameplay improvements to just be better across the board. But that's just my thoughts on Assassin's Creed 2. So, let me know what you thought of Assassin's Creed 2. I know most people consider this the best. I'm going to say right now, I don't. But it's a great game. So, again, let me know what you think in the comments.